Welcome back everyone to CruiseAway here on Gecko. Great to have you along. Now, we're here every day full of inspiration for the most incredible cruise and stay holidays around the world. If you've never cruised before, you could be missing out on the best way to really travel around the globe. Let me take you around 3 of our most popular Dream Away adventures for next year, and you won't believe the value for money. We'll be taking you off next September for 22 nights on a cruise from Brisbane across Indonesia to Singapore, staying there and then hopping to Bali from there at under $1,000 per week. Now that's variety. I've also got your chance to get over to Japan for the next Cherry Blossom Festival season and circling the whole region on a 28-night cruise with Holland America Line. First up though, another natural wonder of the world takes us to the North Cape and the elusive dazzling show of the world famous Northern Lights on a cruise with Cunard. Now we've got a trip for next November that coincides with the most likely time of the year to see the aurora come out and play. So our 17 nights start on the 18th of November next year, and we're flying off from Sydney to London on a 3-night hotel break in the capital of the UK. And it's a good time to be around London actually. Winter in the capital is good fun, you know. Great time for enjoying the great restaurants, the markets that are there, and the museums in London. You've got museums such as the Natural History Museum, the Tate Modern, which is really interesting. And you can head up to the Shard as well for views across the city, which is very nice indeed. Of course, you can go and see the palaces as well. You've got Buckingham Palace to go and see and stand outside. King and Queen may be in residence at the time. You never know. There could be some big occasion going on. London always has something going on. Really exciting. Of course, you can go and see the Houses of Parliament. You can get the great views from the London Eye. You can go out to some of the other palaces as well on the outskirts of London. You've got Windsor Castle, you've got Hampton Court Palace. You have so many choices and plenty of time to enjoy them as well on 3 nights in London. Then we take our cruise and, well, it's not a cruise, it's a voyage. We're voyaging with Cunard on the Queen Victoria down in Southampton, and we're on board for 12 nights. Well, of course, we are cruising and voyaging in sheer style here. There'll be a lot of champagne flowing on this cruise, I think, very much so. And it's about taking you and your imagination back to the classic days of cruising here. Everything served up in style. It's so quintessentially British as well, isn't it, Cunard? I mean, fencing, afternoon tea, seeing your shows in the Royal Court Theatre, just those wonderful staircases on board. It really will take you back in time. And I think that's the wonderful thing about a Cunard voyage is it is very glamorous, but it's very relaxed as well. That's what I love actually about Cunard is by day it's a very relaxed, it's a very comfortable kind of vibe. You can see that there's a pub, English pub, traditional, on board where you can just, you know, grab a pint and a nice meal. And then in the evening, it's time to get the glad rags on, take your seat in the Royal Court Theatre and enjoy some pretty impressive shows. Let me tell you, the dining is superb on board. I could go on and on and on. Here's our 12-night cruise then from Southampton, a couple of days at sea, and we're up in the fjordland of Norway into Alesund, where you can head to the Sunmore Museum here, which is an open-air museum across 50 acres there. Immerse yourself in Norwegian life. A day at sea, and we're right here at the top of the North Cape now, within the Arctic Circle. We're in Tromsø first for 2 full days, the home of the Arctic Cathedral, and of course the least light pollution and the biggest skies. So if those northern lights come out to play, you will be in absolutely a front row seat to see it all in spectacular style. The same in Narvik as well. It's very same Arctic Circle region here. We're here for an overnight as well, so 2 full days. And apart from looking up into the sky at night looking for the aurora, there's wonderful fjords and mountains here. It's a skiing destination as well, actually, Narvik, funnily enough. Beautiful. Day at sea, and we're back into Fjordland, which is Haugesund next. There are those northern lights, by the way, and this is phenomenal. And it's just being there at the right time, where there's no clouds up in the sky, where there's the right solar conditions, whether there's the least light pollution. And this is the kind of spectacle that you can see. I mean, Not guaranteed, I have to say. It's very, very hit and miss, but when you see it, it is incredible. Final port on this one is Haugesund, and there's the 2,000-foot Langfoss waterfall here, which is one of the big attractions, as well as being amazing places to walk around as well in Norway. A day at sea, and then we're back into Southampton. We'll transfer you from Southampton back to the airport in London for the flight back to Sydney. An incredible adventure, I have to say. Lovely to spend some time in London at this time of the year. It's less busy at this time of the year as well. And of course, we're talking winter time as well. So everything's kind of, changing. Those markets are starting to appear. The Christmas lights are, kind of dawning as well. So people are very much looking, if you're looking for, some different Christmas shopping, actually, this is a really good time of year to be in London. The fact that you've got this amazing voyage with Cunard as well, going up to see the Northern Lights, is a true bonus. Everything included as well, so much included. Flight Sydney from Sydney to London, your 3 nights in the hotel there. 12-night voyage on the Queen Victoria up to the North Cape, of course. And of course, when you get back into Southampton, you've got the transfer to the airport in London and the flight back to Sydney. Deposit today on this one is just $400 each, and the price of the whole trip is a lot less than I expected it to be honest with you. $5,699 per person, which is wonderful. There are other dates for this trip and this package as well in 2026, all available with lower deposits as well. Just talk to the team. You've got the toll-free number here, 1300 411 954. To upgrade with Cunard while you're on board Queen Victoria, let's have a look at the prices for those. So if you want to go ocean view or up to balcony, it's pretty much a scenic cruise actually, not necessarily weather-wise the best time of the year, of course. We're not expecting bright sunshine every single day, but if you want to be in absolute pole position for viewing those northern lights, sometimes that can be a 3 a.m. experience, do you know what I mean? And to have your own balcony would be pretty special for that as well. If you want to go up to your suite, prices are there. If you want to extend the stay in London, add another stay in London after the cruise, go somewhere else on the way back after the cruise, it's completely up to you. We can tailor that any which way you want to. All you need to do is talk to us. Toll free 1300 411 954. Our team here at CruiseAway have over 2.5 decades of travel experience, so you really are getting the true knowledge of the world from our team. No such thing as a silly question either. Next, we're off to witness one of the most magical times of the year with one of the most requested parts of the world to explore. We're heading all around the islands that make up Japan on an immersive cruise and witnessing the cherry blossoms in their full glory. Now, our 31-night dream journey starts on the 14th of March, and we're flying from Sydney over to Tokyo, the capital, of course, to take in this buzzing city for a 2-night stay. And this is one of the most exciting times of the year to be in Japan as well. In Tokyo itself, oh my word, so many different contrasts for you. You have got the old really meeting the new here. You can be looking at the very, very latest skyscrapers and the very latest kind of tech and just the real bustle. And then you can go back in time to the most treasured temples, gardens and places of serenity as well. So you can very much enjoy an old meets new in Tokyo itself. Plenty of time for you to enjoy it. You've got 2 nights in a hotel there, which you will absolutely just adore. It's where everyone right now wants to head and travel to. And then we've got cruising time. Now we are staying around Japan pretty much the whole of our 28-night cruise. So it's important that your cruise ship is a very, very nice, relaxed pace, because this cruise very much is about where you're cruising to. So Holland America Line are an amazing cruise line at allowing you to relax and recharge and enjoy slightly more laid-back luxury, slightly more classic cruising style. Amazing restaurants all the way through, famed for their restaurants on board, famed for their relaxation. So, after a very, very busy day sightseeing, maybe you just want to enjoy one of those thalassotherapy beds, which are hot, heated, wonderful ways to relax, unwind, enjoy treatments in the spa. You can see It's all about enjoying the finer things in life, because very much this itinerary over your 28 nights is about discovery. And the great thing is, most of the places we're about to go to around Japan, you will never have heard of, okay? So the great thing is there are resources on board, there are live presentations that you can attend, there's the television in your stateroom where you can again get port presentations. There's the shore excursion team on board that can make suggestions and give you fabulous ideas of excursions to go and take in every one of the ports that you call into. Because I think with something like this, certainly for the timescale that we're talking, there is no way that you could possibly wish to see the amount of and the breadth of Japan that we are, and indeed South Korea, on this trip. And the wonderful thing is that all of these islands and all of these destinations in Japan are vastly different. They all have their most incredible charm. They all have their special highlights. So you want to get the very, very most out of literally every single stop that you make on this cruise, and it is going to be wonderful. So while you're on your cruise ship, you're coming back to that familiarity of the relaxation, the wonderful food, the great laid-back entertainment, and then you can really indulge in discovering these places on the journey. Now, we start in the port for Tokyo, which is Yokohama, and then our first port is Kobe. And Kobe is wonderful, so we're staying here for 2 days actually, and there are very different activities that you can kind of get involved in here as well. Go to the herb gardens, go up high on a cable car and see the views over Kobe. Of course, the Rocco Mountain, the $10 million view they call it, maybe you can take that in. You've got a couple of different days there. Kochi is next. This is the capital of the island of Shikoku. There's a wonderful Tosa shrine there. Kochi Castle, of course. The place is named after the castle, actually. The castle came first and then the name. It's wonderful. Next, we head to Hiroshima. Now, this is a UNESCO World Heritage Site as well. Amazing poignancy, amazing remembrance here, wonderful things to do and incredible temples to go and see as well. We'll do some scenic cruising, and we make one of our first trips into South Korea. Sokcho is first. This is on the eastern coast. Again, National Park here is UNESCO World Heritage Site and looks beautiful. Then we head into Busan. Some very nice beaches here actually, as there does tend to be in the coastal ports here, but there's also the wonderful Gamcheon Cultural Village, which is very, very popular indeed. Lots of people head to there. Next, we're in the port for Seoul, which is Incheon in South Korea. Now, trips into Seoul here are an absolute must-have, of course. That's where you'll find the famous palaces. You can head up the North Seoul Tower, shop on the famous shopping streets there. Foodie's paradise. Day at sea, back over to Japan. Nagasaki is next, where you can ride the electric tramway here. You can visit the Peace Park, and you can take the Sky Road up to Glover Park. Masses of choices in these places. Next, we head to Kagoshima. Now, it's the Sakurajima volcano here, which is the massive, massive highlight. So geothermal all around, hot springs, lava observatories, many other geothermal highlights to enjoy there. Day at sea, and we're coming back into Yokohama for Tokyo for the day. It's not the end of the cruise. We're taking another cruise from here. It's wonderful actually. So if there was anything that maybe you've spoken to people on board that they did in Tokyo, you didn't get the chance to, you can. Second call back into Kochi, as well as the famous castle here. You have the most incredible and very, very zen and relaxing public gardens and shrines to enjoy in these destinations. Another call into Kagoshima next. This might be a spa day. This might be where you go and enjoy a lovely sand bath, which sounds incredible, doesn't it? And take advantage of the hot springs here, meant to be very rejuvenating indeed. Another call back into Nagasaki here. Now, you've got the Confucius Temple and other great sights to see. Amura Park with its wonderful blooms. Again, and it's all about blooms at this time of the year as well. Of course, we are in cherry blossom season. Back to Busan in South Korea. Very famous fish market here, actually. You can plan your trips here. Bring your camera, because you're going to be taking pictures left, right and centre in these destinations. Next, Kanazawa. Now, this is a wonderful part of Japan, actually, completely surrounded by the Japanese Alps. You want to be heading to as many gardens on this trip as you possibly can, because you are perfectly timed for the cherry blossom season. It's not just the cherry blossoms, it's many other blooms that are around as well, but of course, it's the biggest spectacle at this time of the year. Niigata, another call into Niigata as well. Check out the sake, which is made here locally. Then it's whiskies this time. We're going on a bit of a brewery trip here, aren't we? Finest Japanese whiskies made in this part of the world in Otaru. Like a place that's been frozen in time, very unspoilt here actually, very nice indeed over the Hokkaido west coast. Next, Aomori. Now this is on northern Honshu Island. Now there's a wonderful museum here which celebrates the floats from the famous Lantern Festival that happens every summer here, and again, perfect for the blooms, as you can see. Hakodate, with its very famous mountain and its lake as well. You can take cruises around the lake here as well, and a famous ropeway above the actual canopy is very nice indeed. And visit the hot springs, maybe a day at sea, and then we call back into the port for Tokyo, alas for the final time this time, and then we will transfer you to the airport for the flight back to Sydney. Oh my word, there's a lot going on this fantastic 28-night itinerary. It's amazing. The cruise itself, I love the fact that you've got multiple calls into some of the ports, because as I said before, if you've been to a port on one day and then your cruise has moved on, you meet a couple who enjoyed a particular experience at a port you've just been to, and you think, I would have loved to have done that too. A cruise like this that takes you back to a lot of the ports is brilliant, because you have that second chance to be able to do it. So in the price I'm about to give you, it's the flight from Sydney to Tokyo. It's a 2-night hotel stay there, and then that magical 28 nights of cruising, pretty much right the way around the whole of Japan, and some fabulous ports in South Korea. All are going to be blooming at this time of the year. It is cherry blossom season, sweet spot time. At the end of your cruise in Yokohama, the port for Tokyo will transfer you to the airport for your flight back to Sydney. Oh my crikey. Oh my crikey. Now look at 31 nights away, and now this price, and where you're going. It's not like you're just going to Tokyo, which would be wonderful in itself. Just to go to Tokyo and spend 3, 4, 5 nights in a hotel there would be incredible, and then fly straight back to Sydney. What an amazing holiday that would be. But you will only have seen Tokyo. On this cruise, you are following the cherry blossoms right the way around the fabulous islands that make up Japan, and South Korea as well, which is very, very similar in a lot of respects. The same blooms are there, the same beauty, the same serenity in this part of the world, and you're doing it here at a price tag which is not bank breaking, which is incredible. Now, if you want to upgrade on the cruise, here's the prices for that, to take you from inside stateroom to balcony up to suite. As you can see there, this is for March next year, so you can put a lower deposit down today and then maybe spread the cost of the holiday. We do have something called Travel Pay Later, where you can split the whole cost of your holiday down to 6 or 12 equal payments. It's very, very easy for budgeting there, and you can do that on any of our holidays here at CruiseAway. There's no upfront payments there, and it's also interest-free. There's a couple of admin fees along the way, but it's a great way of being able to spread the cost of your holiday and enjoy more holiday than you might first expected as well. So if you want to know more about that, there's more details on our website, cruiseaway.com.au, or you can speak to our wonderful team on 1300 411 954. Right, okay. Now, we've already talked to you on the shows about the incredible chance to be part of the Crown Princess's World Cruise for 2025, available in full, the full 113 nights, or in smaller sectors. Speak to the team if you want to know more. Now, when she arrives back from that World Cruise at the end of September next year, we'll be taking the next cruise now, heading from Brisbane over to Singapore to Bali over 6 relaxing nights. Let's hop on board the Crown Princess. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Did I say 6? I meant 16 nights. 6 isn't enough, isn't it? 16 is just about right, isn't it? Wonderful Crown Princess. And as I said, this is going to be the perfect cruise to take, actually. She'll just have finished her world cruise and have come back from there, and everyone on board will be fresh, rejuvenated and ready for the challenge. Princess Cruises are just wonderful. If you love your food experiences, you will love a Princess Cruise. I mean, famous for things like, as you can see here, the Crown Grill Steakhouse, the Sabatini's Italian restaurant, and those standards are maintained right the way through everything they do on board. Wonderful gastropub. Gastropubs are brilliant because, you know, there are some evenings when you think, okay, I'm not ready for the full 3, 4, 5 course sit down in the main restaurant. Tonight, that's not for me. I want something that is a little bit more, let's just sit with a pint and have a burger, then go and see the show, then have an early night. There's a busy day tomorrow, whatever it may be. To have those choices on board is brilliant. Do you know, I think this would be a lovely one actually for the whole family. And this is what's happening more and more with cruises. Multi-generational families are going away cruising together more than ever before. And I'll tell you why. One, there is something for everyone on board. And I know that sounds very, very cliched, but some cruise lines are more tailored to a younger market and some cruise lines are tailored to a more mature market. Princess sit beautifully in the middle there, where there is something for everyone. If you just want to escape with your book and go and find somewhere quiet, a nice little sanctuary of peace, it's there for you. If you want to be involved in activities, you know, water activities, physical activities, you know, trivia activities, you know, getting involved in, you know, cooking and, you know, actual making demonstrations, you can do all of that. You can enjoy live game shows, full production shows in the evening. There's so much choice through and through. And it means that everyone you're with can satisfy their own wants and needs, and then you all come back together for dinner, the shows. And it makes a lovely family holiday because no one feels under any pressure. Well, you're going to love this cruise. 16 nights, remember, kicking off in Brisbane. And we have a day at sea first and we're up to Airlie Beach. Well, needs no introduction, does it really? Out there, it's your gateway port for the reef, isn't it? And so many people, even if you've been to the reef 100 times, there's always more to see. Then we're up to the top end in Darwin. You've got to take one of these croc experiences, haven't you? Kakadu, of course, you've got the national park there, Crocosaurus Cove, which would be great to see, you know, just a real nice spectacle. Then we're off into Indonesia, starting in Lombok. We've had a couple of sea days on the way to Lombok as well, so chance to just decompress, relax and enjoy everything that wonderful cruise has to offer. Then we head to Penang after 3 days at sea after Lombok, which is wonderful. Penang, very, very relaxing, lovely sightseeing to do here. Temples galore in this part of the world. Then we head into maybe a bit more bustling city for you. Maybe this is a shopping day, go straight into the centre of the city of KL, Kuala Lumpur, or maybe you want to go and relax and go and see something like the Bird Park or the wonderful Batu Caves, which are very, very popular indeed. Now we end the cruise in Singapore, but then we're staying here for a night in a hotel, which is rather nice. Singapore's lovely, of course. I definitely want to get into Raffles and have a Singapore sling. Definitely want to see how Singapore is very different by day and by night. You can take a nocturnal safari at the zoo of an evening. Wonderful. After your night there, we are flying from Singapore over to Denpasar in Bali. And we're going to stay here for 5 incredible nights. Now, this is all about unwinding and decompressing, of course, as well. In Denpasar, you have thousands of different choices. I think I'd be choosing to walk rather slowly every single day and just wander and just drink in the lovely relaxed atmosphere. Of course, you've got thousands of places to explore as well. Go to Ubud and go to the monkey forest, go to the wonderful temples here. Just enjoy peace, zen and harmony, because this is going to be really that kind of holiday that you deserve, that you've needed for a while. It's just over 3 weeks of holiday in total, and a nice variety as well. Heading off from Brisbane, having the wonderful cruise, you know, our own shores across to Indonesia, finishing in Singapore a night there, and then flying to Bali for 5 relaxing nights there. That's going to be incredible. So you've got very much a nice balance here of, you know, busy city, exploring places, and then unwinding on a beach and being as horizontal as you like. I love holidays like this because they really do satisfy everyone. And again, what I was saying before about multi-generational holidays, this is perfect. Part cruise, part beach holiday, amazing. What's not to love? So 16 nights of cruising on the Crown Princess from Brisbane through to Indonesia and Malaysia, through to Singapore. Your night in a hotel there, and then your flight from Singapore to Bali, your 5-night hotel stay there, and then the flight back to Brisbane. You deposit today, because this is September next year, just $300 each, which is amazing, isn't it? And your price tag for the whole 3 weeks comes out at less than $1,000 per week, which, when you think about it, when you think about how valuable your holiday, how much we treasure and love our holidays, that's an amazing price. I mean, no price is too much for a holiday, is it? Because it's about what it pays back to you. It's not about the dollars you pay out, it's about the relaxation it gives you back and the memories it gives you back as well. It's amazing. Here's the upgrades, by the way, on board for the cruise itself. The cruise is 16 of your 22 nights there. So if you want to go up to ocean view or balcony, there are your prices. Have to say, I really have to say, every one of the adventures we've shown you on this show has been pretty special and pretty incredible, but that one, moreover, this one here, really ticks the box. You're locking in a great price tag today with a deposit of just $300 each. You're getting a price tag that's under $1,000 per week for your holiday, and you are getting so much holiday for that as well. An amazing luxurious cruise where there's so much included on board. If you want to make that all-inclusive, by the way, add drinks, gratuities, Wi-Fi, and so much more, talk to the team about adding Princess Plus for an extra $65 per person per day. You got a brilliant drinks package there, unlimited Wi-Fi, gratuities, room service included with no extra charges, express boarding which gets you onto the ship that little bit quicker, extra fitness classes, extra dining, extra desserts, all sorts going on there for you, so it really does pay to plus. Talk to the team about that on 1300 411 954. And that goes, by the way, if you have any questions whatsoever, if you're thinking, listen, I've never been on a cruise before, I need to talk to someone, I need some questions answered, that's what that line is there for as well. It's not going to cost you a cent to dial. 1300 411 954. Now listen, we are here, if you're loving these shows, we are here every day, 10 in the morning, 1 in the afternoon, 4 in the afternoon, to come back and join us again here on Gecko when we'll cruise away again.